What is up, my guys? I see you're here again. So today, I kind of wanted to talk about something a little bit different. You could argue that it is related to motorcycles. You could argue that it's not related to motorcycles. But furthermore, I wanted to talk about electric vehicles today. And you know, this progressive push that I'm beginning to see, that they want like your everyday person to be pushing around in a damn electric vehicle. And I have no problem with you people out there that like your electric vehicles. I'm not saying there isn't a spot in this world for them, but I just don't think that they're what we need to like save anything. I don't think that switching over to an electric vehicle is actually really saving anything, especially when you take into the fact that, you know, how are we getting these big old batteries that they're putting in these cars? And then also think about how long do these big old batteries last in these cars? And I don't know if anybody is ever really putting any serious thought into how a battery is made and the items that they're made with, but batteries are very difficult for, say, to make. They take a lot of resources that really we have to do a lot of destructive stuff to get, you know, like lithium. The lithium ion battery is the most common battery you're gonna find. I mean, it's just hands down the most popular battery to go around. That fucking shit, dude. Why is that? Well, that dog is gonna give me a fucking heart attack. What the hell? People in Oklahoma are crazy, you guys. Did you? Jesus Christ. That dog about fell off the back of that truck on camera. What, I mean, how would I feel if that fell off in front of me, man? I'd feel horrible. That dog would have been hurt. Like, what the hell? But anyways, I think I was somewhere on the lines of lithium and mining and whatnot. But that stuff's really destructive to the earth, man. And I know they're doing mining for all kinds of other stuff, and it's not like they're gonna stop. I mean, everything is fucking getting wireless, and when you go wireless, that implies that there's a battery. So in all reality, you're not gonna get away with it, or away from it. But man, you know, I just do not think that like the environmentally friendly people are even thinking about this correctly, because they're the ones who would be, you know, getting all upset and boo-hooey. But they just don't care about that stuff. I guess that the pros don't outweigh the cons, I feel like, when it comes to these electric vehicles, especially when you take into the toll they're going to be putting on our electrical grids and stuff like that. And I don't want to sound all like, I don't know, conspiracy theorist, right? But there's no way an electric car is going to last nowhere near as long as a gas engine. And these electric vehicles aren't cheap. So it just sounds like to me, they just want you to switch over to something that's going to break down faster, that you're going to have to service more, something that you can't work on yourself at all unless you have a goddamn electrical degree to do, because you're liable to damn kill yourself with a fucking million volts of electricity that's coursing through that damn car. I mean, it's just kind of way out there. You'd have to be like a new fucking wave of mechanic to really just go and work on a Tesla or one of these Lucids or something like that they've got going out. It's just really out there. And while I don't think it's a bad idea to be investing time and a little bit of energy into doing that, coming up with abilities, because eventually, let's face it, with the way we like progress each year with technology, eventually we will have it set down to where the vehicle is going to be more reliable, it is going to last longer, But all the way up until then, man, it's just really super inefficient, and it is not greener than a gas combustion engine. No way you look at it. I mean, when those batteries are done, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, you guys, but you can't just reuse those batteries. They're not like, you can't just take it and change a bunch of stuff out and all of a sudden it's a perfectly good battery. It's like, if I'm correct, they're almost like a non-reusable resource. So after you finish that battery up, you have to get a whole new battery. And how long do these batteries last? You know what I mean? Because if your battery only lasts, let's say 8 to 10 years, and let's be real, most people do not keep a car for 8 to 10 years if they've got the kind of money we're talking about to be buying shit like Teslas and electric vehicles. But let's just say you love your Tesla and you don't never want to get rid of your Tesla because it's your first Tesla, you bought it brand new, and it's been an amazing vehicle and you love it. Eventually you're going to have to get rid of that motherfucker or buy a whole new battery. And I guarantee you that battery that you're going to have to replace in that car, because that's half of the car, is going to be damn near the same cost as the car you just bought. So at that rate, you have to look at yourself realistically and say, well, do I want to just replace this battery, or do I want to get a whole new car? And then a regular gas car, an engine is only, depending on your engine, it could be anywhere from fucking as low as goddamn $300 if you know how to do it right, all the way up until, you know, a big expensive engine and whatnot. But the ability to get it cheap is where it's at. And man, when a majority of people nowadays live below the poverty line, I just don't see where they got this idea that they're going to be able to push everybody into electric vehicles. It just doesn't make sense to me. I personally do not have the want to be in an electric vehicle. Even if they've got that big old torque and yada yada, it's still only part of it, you know. Nice brakes. Sometimes they make me happy, sometimes they don't. Look at that, Naruto. But yeah, and I think the electric vehicles are honestly cool. Stuff like the electric scooters and let's say like electric motorcycles, if they could really get that shit down, there's a big opportunity for people out there who are trying to avoid getting cars, who can switch over to something that you don't have to have a license. Well, the electric motorcycles you'll have to have a license for, but the scooters, right, you're not going to have a license for those. And if you can make a scooter go down 40-50 miles an hour, I mean, that's going to get you back. That can get you back and forth to work. I could argue right now, with as far as I have to drive to work, if I had a scooter that could move 50 miles an hour,
hey, that's pretty good.
I could definitely ride a scooter to work without there being a single issue. Like, and it would probably be fun in all reality, because I'm on a dadgum scooter blasting 50 miles an hour down the road. You know, you could argue, oh, well, that's not going to be very safe, but I mean, we're on a motorcycle right now. How safe are we really at all given times? I mean, let's be real. And if you live your whole life in fear of something that may happen, man, you might as well have just had it happen to you in real life anyways, because you're already living with the same consequences, if you ask me. But it's just kind of an interesting thing I think about the farther we go along. And I kind of want to bring it up and talk about it, because the more we get along through the years and everything, the more I keep feeling like there's going to be this like impending doom of where we're not even allowed to own fucking gas vehicles anymore. I mean, places like California, if I'm not wrong, are trying to outright ban internal combustion engines outright altogether. Like single cylinder motors over there and shit, you're not allowed to have and shit, I'm pretty sure. So, I mean, I don't mean to sound like a dumb American, but really? I mean, fuck. What is it when you can't even go out? You can't ride your mini bike down the street no more because some dude's gonna scream at you telling you you're ruining the earth, but then he jumps in his fucking $60,000 Tesla with a battery that's fucking 20 fucking, well, what, fuck, 1,000 pounds, you know what I mean? That took God knows what to make, but he's sitting there telling you that you're unhealthy. It's like the dude who sits there and shoves a Big Mac down his throat every 30 fucking minutes telling you you're a drug addict because you smoke pot. It just doesn't make no sense. They're telling you you're wrong, you're unhealthy, but they're sitting there eating fast food every day like fast food isn't unhealthy and doesn't kill fucking millions of people a year, you know? So there's some hypocrisy to it, I feel like. So I was really curious, like, what y'all thought about this whole topic. You know, are y'all really like the idea of these electric vehicles? Are y'all excited to see that electric vehicles are being pushed more and more every day? Hey, look, this guy has a helmet just like how I used to have. There's a LS2, a Rapid. See, look, there's some Lime scooters. We have those things everywhere around Tulsa. I mean, just everywhere. Man, it is such a beautiful day to ride out. How much are you guys typically filling up your tank? I filled my tank up. I think I had like a quarter of a tank, it said, and I filled my tank up with $6.72. So I'm kind of curious, what kind of gas monies are y'all sticking in there? I don't know exactly how much a gallon gas is over here. For sure some math whiz out there on the internet could find out, but I didn't think about it to look. But I've averaged, you know, like anywhere between $7 and like $12 for filling up my tank. I think this truck is trying to be a fast boy, but I'm not totally sure. Well, you guys, I think that's all I've really got for today here. I kind of wanted to talk about the EVs. I think that's pretty much my biggest rant without having to sound too weird about it. I don't want to sound like I hate them, because I don't hate them. I think that we definitely have a market for electric vehicles. I just think that forcing people to switch over to electric vehicles isn't the right way to go about doing all this. If people want electric vehicles, let them go to them, and if they don't, I don't think we should be being forced to buy anything. It's getting really out there, you guys, you know. I wonder in 20 years what exactly we are still going to be able to do, because I'm pretty sure there's like people from in the past, right, that they just they probably think that it's even worse, you know, because they're like, imagine what they were able to do, you know, versus what we're able to do now. I mean, back in the day, before everything was pretty much on camera, there was so much more you could get away with, and you could look at that in a bad way, or you could look at it in a good way, but like, it's the truth. There was so much more you could get away with doing, because there wasn't always a camera pointed on you, and things weren't as long locked down 24/7, but they also didn't have the same issues we have today. So that could have some part to play in it. It could not. So I hope to see you guys back on another one. Thanks for joining me with my ride along today. I appreciate every viewer out there. You guys take it easy.